Hello my fellow crafters, welcome back to my channel. My name is David and today I'm going to be making a card. Now this has been a while. It's been a while since I've recorded a video because, well, it's been busy. That's what it was. I've been busy, I had to step back a bit health-wise, but I'm doing better and better every week now, so that's a good thing. For me it is. So, and I hope you guys like it as well. So, recorded videos coming back. I'm going to be continuing my lives, however, this week not, because that's why I'm pre-recording some stuff, but I will be getting back to my regular schedule more and more, so that's good news. So today I'm going to be playing a lot. I've got a lot of stuff on my desk, but mainly what I'm going to be doing is using up some stuff that I had on my desk a while. A couple of videos ago, a couple of lives ago, I was making collage paper, and then I did a spread in my art journal making collage. A collage piece, but I just want to finish up these bits, and I thought, well, this would be fun to make a card with it. So I've got sort of an idea in my head. So let's see where it leads us, shall we? So these are the leftover bits I've got, and I'm just loving all these. I'm loving the blues. I can't help myself. I'm loving the blues and the browns and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to collage some things down, and let me find my glue. I wanted to use something different, but I can't find my glue now. Okay. Here it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a scrap piece of paper. Yeah, this one. And I'm going to use a glue stick this time. Not the big pot of collage medium stuff like I used to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue some things onto here, making smaller pieces because it's going to be a card, so it's going to be, I want things to be more visible, and I might regret the glue, but we'll find out in a second. So I'm just going to stick this down. This is just simple watercolor paper that I'm going to be using. So, and these are all sorts of different papers. These are tissue papers, rice papers, all sorts. And I'm going to overlap them and tear them up and just stick them down randomly. So that's the plan. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm just going to do that, and maybe I'll speed it up. And then I'll be back. This is coming together nicely. Now what the plan is, I'm going to be cutting it out using one of the GK master layouts, just because I'm lazy. And I'm going to be cutting that out like this. This is the master layout 8, I think. And then I'm going to continue with my collection to build it up. But yeah, I'm just lazy, so that's why I'm using the master layouts. They're handy. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm nearly there. I can just see I need some bits here, down here, and down up there. So I'm going to finish that up, and then I need to make a second one in exactly the same way. So just so I can cut out some other bits and bobs from that, because I'm going to build up on here, yeah, with different dies, just to finish it up. So let me check that again. Yes. You see that? That's going to be fun. So I'm going to put this to the side to dry, and then I'll quickly do the other one. I'll do that off camera because it's the same process. You don't have to watch me do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so these are now done. This one still needs to dry, but this one is dry, so I will just cut this out. and then I'll continue with the next step. But I do want to do that before I do want to cut them out before I do the next step. So let's do that. There we go. This is what I love about these, because they will perfectly fit onto my black matte layer. You see that? So what I've got here is a square out of the sleeve filler set from my own collection, from the Art Journal Specials collection, and I'm going to cut out 2 of these sort of squares with indented corners. Okay, so all the elements are cut. This is going to be matted on the black, on this craft card, and I'm going to do these on top of this. So yeah, it's going to be covered up, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will skip these. We'll see. First things first, I'm going to work on the backgrounds a bit more. So what I've got here is some white gesso, and what I'm going to do is with my finger, and I will have a baby wipe ready to go, because I want this to be melted into the background a bit more. So I'm just gonna use that. Just to soften it up. And it may seem a bit much, but I do think this makes a huge difference in blending it all together. Just taking a bit off, but it just softens it up a tiny bit, which that is the whole idea of doing this gesso. And I'm being messy, and then I'm just going to clean it up, sort of blending it out using the baby wipe. It just softens it up a bit, blends it all together. So I'm going to do the same on these. Just going to follow the lines with my finger. Makes it all just a tiny bit softer. So that's that. Next I'm going to use my textures stamp to give it some, well, you guess it, texture. And I'm going to use some vintage photo in the archival ink formula. And a block. So I'm just going to ink that up. One there. This is such a fun set for, to literally give texture to your background. At least that's how I designed it. So I'm just going to ink it off, because I want a second generation on there. There we go. Now, I've got something new. These are very nice watercolors. But they're all like pearl colors, and that's what I love. And there's one color that's really screaming at me. That's this one. So I'm just going to very lightly use that to, play fairly. Give it some more oomph and splatter a bit on them. Just to have some fun. Just going around and These are beautiful. I haven't used them yet. I just got them in last week and didn't have time to play with them yet. I'm just gonna let them do its thing with water. Because this is now, well, I wouldn't say water resistant, but you can play with water on it. The ink that I use to stamp is waterproof. It's the archival ink, so but it's just giving it beautiful shine. You see that? So I like that. It doesn't need much on these, but I just want it to sort of be cohesive and come back. So I do like the splattering I did on here. So that needs to dry. So let me get my heat tool out. Look at that. Love that shine. So I was just going back through my older stamps and dies, and I found this set, which is called Back in Time. So I'm literally going back in time. But look, this fits on there perfectly. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to stamp this one on here in black. So I need to get my block. And I'm going to stamp that with black archival. This is black soot. Now I'm going back to my little paint pot. Clean off my little brush here. I'm going to pick up some of this gold. What I'm going to do is I'm very lightly going to give this a wash of gold. That's a good tip. If you put on too much, just wet it and you can just take it off, knock it back a bit. There we go. I'm just gonna use some of this. On these flowers, just to give it a pop of color. So this is coloring the easy way, it's the David way. I love this. So I'm not sure this stamp is still available. If it is, I will link it below. All the products I'm using are linked below. These are affiliate links. That means that I make a tiny little percentage of that to help the channel going, but at no extra cost to you. So if you were planning on buying those anyway, I would really appreciate it if you use those links. And there's an added benefit in it for you as well. So you will find that out at check. There's a nice discount. So, yep, like this. And it's nice and crunchy, and that's what I like. Now, I'm still debating on to use one or two, and I think I'm leaning towards using just one. And then I'm going to put this black backing on the back. And that's going to be there. And then I've got this sentiment thingy saying with love, spring blessings, best wishes, happy birthday. I think I'm going to do happy birthday. And does that fit in there? Or do I need the bigger one? No, I think it fits in there. I'm going to make it fit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that on the card I've got left, because that fits nicely on there. So I'm going to stamp that using black again. Beautiful. And then I'm going to use Happy Birthday and stamp that in the middle. That's absolutely fine. So then what I've got, this is a set actually from Elizabeth Craft Designs by Angelica out of the Paper Flower collection. And I've got this set, which is called 2101. I think this die actually fits around that perfectly. So that was what I was aiming for, hoping for, I should say. So I'm going to cut this out. Beautiful. So that's going to be there with that black border, and this is going to be underneath. Now I want a black border. So what that means is that I have to cut this out by hand. Now how am I going to do that? I'm just going to take a white gel pen and I'm just going to draw around. By all means, doesn't have to be perfect as long as I can see the line. There we go. And then I'm going to take my little scissors and cut that out. Let me check. Beautiful. So I'm just going to get rid of that white. So what I'm doing now, that's a nice tip. Gel pen is water reactive. So that means just by wetting my paper towel a bit, going over the edge, all the white that was still left is gone. And I've got a perfectly black cut outline for my sentiment. So let's glue things together. Nice. Black border around that. Let's do this one. Perfect. Let's put this one on its black matte layer. There we go. That is going to go onto my craft card base. Beautiful. This little one is going to go right there. I'm going to offset it a bit. Do I? Yeah, and then I'm going to put this one here. And I'm going to pop this up slightly using my big roll of foam tape. There we go. And here it is, the finished result. Mixed media card, fun. I love it. I love that I used up these scraps of this collage stuff that I made. I love it. Love it. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. So yeah, if you liked it too, give this video a thumbs up. Consider to subscribe to my channel if you like my content, because, well, if you do, then you will see more of it. And give this video a thumbs up. As I mentioned, all the links are below in the description box if they're still available. And yeah, I'd love to see you for the next one. Thank you for joining me today. Bye.